Hi everyone, we're going to do a solution to our coding challenge called cross-reference words. The goal of this program is to take an initial word and extract any words from a list that start with the same letters as that initial word. So the function will be taking in two arguments. The first is a string and the second is a list of words. And we're going to look through those words to see if any of them start with the exact same letters as those in the initial string. Some notes: if none of the words match, return an empty list. If the filtered list, keep the filtered list in the same relative order as the original list of words. And I've shared a hint here, which you can take a look at. This is the starts with method, and I'm going to demonstrate that. Just to add a little bit more clarity here, I'll call the function crossref. Okay, and these are going to be our tests that we want run when we have some functionality built. Here's the first argument, bu, and the second argument is here, the list containing several words, one of which we can see starts with the same two letters as what we see in this initial list. So the output, or the initial string, so the output should be that word that starts with those characters. And you can see another example here. We have an initial string, and then we have a list of several words, and the output will be all of the words that start with the three letters TRI. Okay, so another one of these data manipulation problems. Let's take a look at the starts with method because that's going to help us out. I'm going to create a string just called good morning, and then I'm going to say x is equal to s dot starts with. You see how it turned a brownish color to indicate that this is recognized in Python by default. So I can type in something like this, and let's see, I'm not going to get anything unless I call for the output, so I can print x to see what did I get as a result of running this command. It starts with command. So basically I'm getting a true. So this is going to help me filter that list using a condition of whether or not the words start with the character. Okay, or the string. So let's build the function. We'll call it crossref, because I see that's what it's called in the examples. And we're going to accept a string and a list. So we want to add those as parameters. Okay, so naturally we probably want to do a for loop. We want to think about how we're going to store the output. We could create an empty list to start with. And that always makes it easier, because if we are iterating through an existing list, we don't want to change that list. We want to modify a new list. Otherwise, we run into problems. So let's go ahead and iterate through the list. So for I in LST, print I to make sure we know what we're getting. Okay, so this is always a good reminder to make sure we uncomment our tests. Let's just uncomment the first one so we don't get confused. Okay, so here we're able to output all of the items in the list. That's our second argument. We get a none because we have no return. Okay, so we're good to go. We can add a conditional here. So we'll do if I starts with, okay, so we're doing just what we did in the example I shared. So if I starts with S, that's our second, that's the string that represents the string that we want to reference for each of these words. So if I starts with S, now what do we want to do? Well, then we want to collect whatever word meets that condition in our output list. So I'm going to go with out.append I, and then I'm going to want to return out. And that should give us our list containing any words that meet the criterion. Okay, so let's check some of the other examples. It's always good to make sure the function is going to work okay with multiple different inputs. Looks like we're doing okay here. And let's just do this one. Okay, so we've met the second condition, which is if we don't have any matches, we're going to return an empty list. So that's our solution to cross-reference words, a good data manipulation type exercise. Thanks.